So folks, we're at, where are we? Avon Downs, is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
On the side of the road, and we met Jack from Melbourne. G'day Jack.
G'day guys.
Cycling around Australia, mate.
Yep.
Good on you. So how long you been on the road?
It'll be 6 months in 10 days, yeah.
6 months.
Yep.
Good gig?
Oh, it's tough.
Tough?
Yeah. It's tough.
So you started in Melbourne, you went across to WA?
Yep, crossed the Nullarbor.
Nullarbor, how was that? Headwind?
Mixed. It was sort of like crosswinds, but not as strong as these. These are real strong winds.
These are strong winds, yeah.
And then up the west coast to Broome, then across the Gibb River Road.
Yep.
Up to Darwin, then
Yep. How long did Broome to Darwin take you?
a month and a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how much rain have you seen in that time?
Yeah, none since Perth, so nearly 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So as everybody knows on this video, Susan and I are travelling around the place. At the moment, we've got a mobile home and we're going from Darwin to Cairns. And we're all about meeting inspiring people, telling stories of people that are doing good in the world. So Jack's not only cycling around Australia, but he's doing it for a good cause. So Jack, why don't you tell everybody what that's about?
Yeah, so in 2014 my mate's dad passed away. So I made a promise to honour his dad and ride around the country from motor neuron disease. So we've raised nearly $47,000 for the foundation. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
So was there any connection between his father and cycling? Why did you
No.
choose cycling as the thing to do?
I saw a few videos online about a guy who rode around the world and I sort of just caught the bug, I guess, and that was it. Put two and two together and was off.
So a few guys I've met who have cycled around the world said that it's either best to start with Australia or end with Australia as the first thing to do.
I'd start with it.
Yeah.
Get it over and done with.
Yep. Get it done.
Because there's so many vast distances.
Oh, they're just massive.
Yep.
Like I've been out here for this is the day 4. I haven't seen anything. 4 days of just nothing. So I've been eating canned food and drinking warm water and haven't showered in a while, but that's alright. We'll get that tomorrow.
You can look forward to that.
Oh yeah.
It's
and
a bonus day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And in most towns and villages that you come to, you find all the stuff you need, like pretty much easy to get your hands on stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yep.
Like I pick up what I need, I make sure I'm not carrying too much, just restock what I've eaten until I get to major cities or a bigger town, but yeah, most of them have what I need. Shower beds and food, canned food, yeah.
So getting back to the motor neuron disease, it's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
And did your friend's father suffer for long with it?
3 and a bit years.
3 and a bit years.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a nasty thing. So what's the money going to go towards?
I think it's going towards funding scientists.
Okay. Yep.
So
research.
it's $55,000 a year for a scientist to be on board doing research. So it's almost there.
Yeah, great.
So it feels pretty good to know that a scientist has always been funded for a full year's work.
That's excellent.
Do research.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. You've done a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on you. So where have your main backers come from? Any standouts that you want to make mention of? Or?
Yeah, Chemist Warehouse. My chemist actually just got on board and they donated $1,000 there and sponsored. So
Is that down in Victoria? Or?
I think it's just nationwide. If I go into one of their stores, they sort of help me out. So that'll be nice.
Plenty of vitamin C tablets.
Oh yeah.
Magnesium.
Yeah, magnesium. Stop the cramping.
Yeah.
But no, many people have helped out. Like, if I could sit here for days and just mention the people, but everyone, even people I meet on the road. Something as simple as just a roll, 2 rolls, it means a lot. Like in a beer, oh god, it's been so long since I've eaten good food. Like,
Merry Christmas, mate.
Yeah, it came early. Yeah.
So there's probably a few people watching this video who are thinking about doing something like this. We get a lot of people contact us and say, well, how do I get started? Like what do I do to get motivated and off the couch to do it? What would you say to those people?
The hardest part is taking the first step. Once you're doing it, that's it. You're just living that life. Like we said before, I wouldn't be able to go back home and live the life I was, because I think I'm a bit of a different person now. I wouldn't be able to sit still for a long time. I'd like to just relax a bit, but yeah. In terms of getting out there and doing it, don't overthink it, just do it. Especially in this country, if you overthink riding around it, then you won't do it. Because you look at those distances and think, how the hell am I going to do that? Yeah.
And what about from the gear point of view? So, again, I guess that's something you don't want to deliberate over too long. Just go and get yourself a good bike and...
Yeah, pretty much. You have a solid bike, a reliable bike. I got pannier racks, so they just hold the bags that I've got on there. Camping gear, food. Got a laptop and stuff, some clothes. Spare shoes, because these are clip-in shoes for the pedals. But yeah, that's it. Nothing too much. You don't need like everything. It's more what you want really, and
just the basics.
Yeah, basics. And you can send stuff home always. So
have you learned to live with less?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. So you don't miss anything as far as material stuff goes.
Oh yeah, I do, but I've adjusted to definitely living with with less. When I get home, it'll be nice to have everything again though.
Have you got a tent or a swag?
Tent.
Yeah.
So what's the most important lessons you've learnt personally on this?
Yeah, so just to appreciate the simple things, really. Clean water, food, shelter, a bed, shower. Yeah, and company as well, friends and family. But yeah, not long now I'll be back on the East Coast, and I guess I'll be
in contact again with people.
Contact again. I have reception on my phone, fair way. I don't really mind not having it, but it does get you a bit being out here all alone all the time. So yeah.
So have you had many people stopping and saying hi and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of people. Yeah.
Mainly Australians, or you see a lot of tourists as well?
Yeah, mainly Australians. A few tourists will stop, slow down and ask if I need water, and then I'm all good. They keep going. But yeah, most people do stop and ask if I'm all good. And even in camping areas, they sometimes pull me up at night and ask if I want a meal with them and have a chat.
Great.
So that's awesome.
That's good, isn't it?
That's
Because
excellent.
you definitely struggle a lot more without that.
Yeah. So your message would be that there's a lot of generous people still in this world today that we fear so much.
Yep. The news only portrays the negative side of it. They don't really give the good stuff a chance.
Yeah,
so
right.
There's a lot of good stuff going on, but it's not really put out there.
Have to get out there to see it, don't
Exactly.
you? Which is quite the opposite of what they're trying to tell everybody,
Stay
which
at
is
home.
stay at home, keep stuck
scared,
to your rut, and everything will be okay. Whereas in fact, the more you get out, the more that you see that there's a beautiful world out there with really great people, and you can learn so much.
Yeah, you can.
So who's inspired you on your trip? Who have you met that's kind of inspired you?
I watched a video. I watched a video on a guy called Imran from the UK, and he pedalled around the world, and I watched his videos that he made, and they just inspired me. They were really well put together. And
that was before you left?
Yeah, before I left.
Okay.
And I contacted him, and he got in touch with me, and sort of just walked me through what I needed.
Yep.
There was also a guy named Andrew Cadigan who walked around the country for cancer, and he so he did his walk and then went to Thailand and got hit by a bike and died straight after he finished.
That's so good.
So I read his dad's book. His dad's a journalist, and he an author. Yeah, he authored the book and finished his put Cad's journals into a book, because he'd handwrite each day, like what happened throughout the day. So I read all that. I've read it like twice, because it's really inspiring to see.
What's that book called?
With Every Step. Yeah, and you can just see, when I'm in some place like this, I'll go to the book and see what Cad was doing, and he was like, the headwinds were so bad, and so it's the same. So it helps me just get through tough times, I guess. And to think that he walked, like it would take him 6-7 days to get from there to the next town. So
absolutely.
How long did it take him to walk around Australia?
18 months. So
18 months.
Yeah,
That's
did it
pretty
quick.
fast.
Must have been a fast walker.
Yeah.
I guess like everything, you get better at it the more you do.
Exactly right, and he was doing it a fair bit, so
yeah,
but that's it.
So how long did it take you to get comfortable sleeping on the ground every night? Have you got comfortable yet sleeping?
I'm fine. I was a bit green at the start, but after Perth, I think. So across from Melbourne, and then up the west coast, I was just.
So did you go down the south of WA, Esperance and around there? You did.
Yeah, Albany. And
it's beautiful.
I really loved it. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Albany is probably a highlight.
Yep.
It was that nice.
Yeah, it's
everything
beautiful
green
spot.
and
it's lovely down there.
Lush.
Yep. I really enjoyed it.
So what other message? I got a question, I guess, in terms of what message would you send out to parents of young teenage children who want to go and live their dreams in life? What would you say to their parents?
The hardest part for them would be just letting go. Once again, just taking that first step and just letting them go. And failure was a high percent rate for me being out here alone, 18 years old. So mum and dad did take a bit of a risk, I guess, letting me go. But I've proven that, with that risk, you really do work and build yourself up to be able to achieve things. So whether it's riding a bike around the country or music with your son and whatever, if you stick at it and you really work hard at something, you can't get worse at it.
That's exactly right. You can only get better.
Yeah. So. But for parents, that's probably the hardest part.
Have they wanted to come and meet you somewhere?
Yeah, but I said no.
Don't do it.
No, I can't.
Yeah, right.
If I saw them, I'd know that they'd get on a plane the day they were leaving and they'd be in bed at home, and I have to ride and I have to bust my ass another 3-4 months to get in my bed. So there's that, and it's just a bit, I don't want to see them because then I'll lose that drive I have. I just want to get it done.
Yeah.
Maybe on the East Coast it'll be different. They can fly up to Gold Coast or something and see me, but out here it's nothing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So any near misses? How the road train's been?
Yeah, every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially when it's windy, because the vehicles have got their challenges.
Yeah, they do.
Even us today, this thing was flying around a bit in the wind. So.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But I sort of keep my eye out, and if one's coming one way and the other, I'll just get straight off the road.
That's a good idea.
And even if they're coming behind me, I'll get off the road and let them pass. I'm happy to stay on the road and be a bit of a prick, but I don't see the point. I'm happy to get off, and they appreciate that.
Well, the good thing out here is you can hear them coming.
Oh, but with the wind, you'd be surprised.
Oh, really?
I could check my shoulder every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and still that's.
So is that why you got a sore neck? Is that you're always turning around?
Looking,
so you need a mirror on your bike.
I do need a mirror, but I've just been quickly checking. And if I see him coming in the distance, I'll just get straight off and wait.
Yeah.
Just sit down and wait for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You got a camera on the front?
Yeah.
You got a GoPro?
Yep.
Okay. And you've been writing a journal yourself?
Yep.
You have, yeah? From the beginning?
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So day 1 to today's day 117 riding days. So yeah, whether it's 2 sentences, sometimes it's at 3 pages.
Yeah.
Sometimes something
Whatever's
will happen.
moved
Yeah.
you.
Exactly. But sometimes in a day I'll just be like, I can't be bothered with this. I'll write 2 sentences. At least I'll look back at it and be like, that happened. I forgot that.
Yeah, and it'll take you back to that day anyway. You'll remember it straight away
Exactly,
once you read that sentence or so.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, because they'll all blur into one another if you don't record it, and it's such an interesting thing, as you've seen by reading
Andrew's, Andrew
Cad's diary. That makes it so inspiring for you to keep going.
Yeah, it does.
I guess one of the things that I hear is that belief in yourself and that focus is what you need to keep going, keeping that strong.
Yeah, it's a 95% physical game, and the rest of it is just mental. Sorry, 95% mental.
Yeah.
Physical. With enough food and water, you can go forever, but your mind will tell you, with this wind, it'll just say, no, you can't do this. Why are you doing this for? Stop and sit down.
So you've got to silence that mind.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just too strong. I haven't yet figured out how to control it. And people that can control their minds in a physical challenge are very powerful people. They'll be able to go for days and keep going, but I just can't get my head around it.
You need to learn how to meditate, so that
there's that, and it's just little things, if you let something slip into your mind and frustrates you, and then you lose track of what you were thinking, and just goes to show there's nothing out here, but a lot goes through your mind. So
I think there's 80,000 thoughts a day, or 70,000.
There you go.
Something like that.
And it's probably double for me just being out here alone, doing nothing yet.
But don't be too hard on yourself either, though.
I know it's only natural that this thing.
Everybody has
We're all
those
like that,
thoughts.
right?
Everyone is the same.
Yeah.
And it's about learning to let those go and to silence your mind, because it's that space between your thoughts. You can create that. That's how you learn to control your mind.
Yeah.
Actually, there is something I'd like to share with you.
Yep.
Which is really not relevant for where you're at now, but it will become a lot more relevant when you're finished. Having done a couple of adventure things myself, when you're finished, there's a sense of overwhelming achievement within yourself. The flip side to that is no one else can understand what you've done.
Yeah.
And that can be quite depressing, because you get this euphoria from your achievement, and it's not that you want to be egotistical or arrogant or anything about sharing your goal that you've achieved, but it's just that no one else can relate to it.
I've already had those sort of experiences.
Have you? Yeah.
People will, it's hard for me to explain, but yeah, like you'll get people messaging you and asking all the same questions and like, oh, is it hard? Just stupid stuff like that. And I really don't know how to put it into words to them. Like, yeah, it's hard. But I guess the only way
but
for
look
them
at what
to
you're
find,
achieving.
Yeah.
Yes, it's hard, but what isn't
exactly
hard?
right.
You know, in
Yeah.
life, if we don't, it's only
Going
our
to work
challenges.
every day is hard.
It's only our challenges that actually make us grow.
Yeah.
So you're doing an extreme effort of challenge at the moment, and that's why you'll receive extreme growth. And in comparison to other people you know, they'll be left back here, and you'll be way ahead in your growth, in your mental growth, and your spiritual growth by having had that space and that distance from everything. And that's what gives you perspective in life. To actually, you've already learnt what the really important things are. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't realise till they're quite old
that they're important.
that those are the important things. They thought that the car and the house and the clothes and the whatever are the important things, but they've got it all wrong. You know, they've been misled, and it's that illusion that we're taught.
The system is stuck in the
that keeps
system,
us trapped. And it's about learning how to let go of that and to be brave enough to, that's why I think that you're amazing, because as an 18-year-old to take something like that on and to go out and action it and to do it, and you know, it's a real credit to you, and I think that you know you deserve a lot of accolades for having the courage and the conviction to do what you've done.
And like you were saying before, I'm not out here for any silverware, I guess. I'm just doing it for my mate's dad and for the cause, but it's tough for people to really understand what it's like if they have never done anything like it. And I underestimated it. I didn't think it was going to be this hard. I knew it'd be tough. But once you're out here, really, you know, and you're really out here, you have to keep moving. You got to keep doing the thing day in, day out, and otherwise you're stuck.
I think one of the other ways that you can make a significant difference when you finish this is to get around schools and tell your story and inspire other young kids, and it may not be on that day that you're speaking at the school that the light bulb goes on for those young kids, but it may be 2 years later, 3 years later, but it could be listening to you, that just like you, when you've read books of other people that have done similar things. And the other thing I was going to say was, getting back to what we were talking about before about people not being able to relate to it, is because you're actually using all of your senses every day, and not everybody gets to do that. You know, you're out in the harsh environment, you're using every ounce of energy you have in your body, but you're using these like no one else does, you're using these like no one else does. There's all these senses are going on around you every minute of your day out there that people don't use every day, you know, because they're stuck in an office, they're sitting in front of a computer.
And you're amongst the elements as well, and you've got all the elements completely, you're completely exposed to everything.
That's it.
So it's really courageous what you're doing, and I think it's an absolute credit to you.
Thank you.
So if there's someone watching this that's thinking about riding their bicycle around Australia,
go the other way.
start anti-clockwise. But no, if it's any dream you've got, go for it. That's the message from Jack, not just from us, but from Jack, is telling you go for it. You know, so
follow your passion.
Just do it.
And if you're 17 years old, start today, because you might be able to break Jack's record.
Well, I'm not going to take it, but I haven't found anyone that's younger, so it'll be interesting to see when I get back.
There we go. There we go. So there's a challenge for you all. Right? If you're under 18 and you want to leave mum and dad for a few months,
give it a crack.
Get out there on your push bike. Good stuff.
Get ready to suffer. But do it. It's worth it.
Absolutely.
That's great.
So we're heading to the same general area as what Jack is. We're off to Cooktown as well, and we might actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll leave a note in town for you and see if you can find it. Let's see how strong the universe is.
Okay.
We'll leave a note somewhere in Cooktown for you, and let's just see if you come across it.
All right.
Okay.
We'll leave one in Cairns.
No, Cairns. Do Cairns.
We'll leave one in Cairns. We'll leave one in Cooktown.
We'll
so
put
if you go to Cooktown,
we'll put it somewhere where we think you might go. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
you do that in Cairns.
Let's just see, right?
Yeah.
So I'll leave a couple of words with you, okay? That might give you a clue. So think sailing. Yeah. And think food.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just say that, and then we'll see if that happens.
Right,
and then when you come and see us on the Gold Coast, you bring the notes with you.
Oh, jeez.
That'd be freaky.
Crazy.
I'll buy a lotto ticket then if that happens.
All right, sailing.
We've heard these things happen before, right? So it's like a message in a bottle, isn't it, really? So
I've got to find the message.
We'll do all that.
The amazing race. I've got to find that message.
That's it, the
in
treasure.
That's it.
We should have been following you around, and every 100 kilometres ahead of you, we should have put
something there.
Heard you. That would have been funny, yeah.
That's it.
So what about the police? Have they been helpful? Have they been visual on your trip?
Yeah,
You've seen quite a lot of them, yeah?
I've seen a fair few of them, but they haven't really done much. But I'm sure if I did need any help, they'd be more than happy to.
They'd be there, yeah.
Yeah, because they're just here, and I've heard this is.
So what about the radar guys? Do you see them out on the side of the highways and
the which guys?
Radar police? Speed guys.
Sometimes
many of them.
I've seen a fair few people get pulled up, but
they didn't pull you up.
They don't pull me up. Nah,
going too slow.
Going too
slow. Going too slow, but yeah, I haven't noticed them. Maybe they are hiding out somewhere with the radar gun, but I can't spot them. And but I've seen a fair few of them drive up and down. They just give me a wave, so they're cool.
So what stretch of road have you enjoyed the most? That really blew your mind away in terms of just the scenery or
the Gibb River Road.
Yep.
Was amazing, but it was hard.
So hard, yeah.
But this road here is it's interesting. It's like another Nullarbor, really. Those open plains of just grazing.
Yeah,
fields.
they are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just go for endless miles.
Yeah, I've heard after Mount Isa it changes though. It's all different. A few rolling hills and gum trees and whatnot.
So is this part of the flattest part of the country that you've seen so far?
Yeah, there's west coast is generally flat. I didn't have many hills at all.
Right.
Up the west coast.
Up the north.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All the way from Geraldton up to Darwin.
Yeah.
Well, despite having the Gibb River Road, there weren't many hills.
You stopped off at Monkey Mere?
No, I went to Kalbarri though.
Okay, yeah.
So tell me, Jack, had you travelled much before you started out on this adventure, or not?
Oh, a little bit. Sort of like Sunshine Coast, Surfers Paradise, Adelaide. I went to. But nothing major. I just finished year 12, like literally just finished school and then jumped on the bike. Yeah.
So next time your mates say we're off to the Gold Coast for the weekend, you'll say, I'll see you up there, I'll ride up there.
Yeah. See you in 2 days. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. I'm not that over it yet. So when I get back, I probably won't be, that over the bike. I'll probably still want to ride, but I might need a bit of a break from it just for a little. Then I'll jump back on and.
I think you'll be surprised how short that little will be.
Yeah.
I think
I'll be the first night. I'll just be like, where to next, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it is such a transformational process.
Yeah,
it really is.
Sort of like you catch the bug, like I said before. Once you've got it, you've just got to keep going.
And it's not until you finish that you realise what's actually going on to you when you're out here. There's that other layer. There's a lot going on, but it's when you finish that you'll realise, hang on a minute, this was bigger than I even thought it was.
Exactly.
In terms of what happened and transpired.
And I think that awareness of there are so many places to explore and so many different places, and yet doesn't matter where you go in the world, people are actually all the same. Doesn't matter what colour, what race, what language they speak. The similarities that connect us all as human beings are just so strong, and that's the thing that life is all about, I think.
Yeah, you're very right. Yep.
So with so far you've been Victoria, South Australia, WA, Northern Territory,
now Queensland,
and getting to Queensland border.
Almost. What are we? About 50 k's away from it, or
70 till Camberwell.
Yep.
So you're at 60.
Is that the border? Is it?
Yeah, it's 13k from the border to Camberwell. So
okay.
Yeah, so almost there.
So which is the friendliest state in the country so far?
Look, anywhere when you're not in a major city.
Yeah.
Like anywhere you are.
Yeah.
People in major cities are friendly, but everyone's always in a hurry. And they're stuck in that system, like you said. But as soon as you leave and you're in regional towns and whatnot, people always want to get around it and help.
Yep.
And I've found that whichever town I'm in, if they find out what I'm doing, they'll give me a feed or put me up in a room.
Yep.
Wherever I am, yeah. But WA was nice, the whole coast.
Yeah,
everyone was looking out. Yeah.
So there you go. If you're an angry person living in the city, get out and go and live in the country, and you'll become
Go for a bike ride.
Go for a bike ride.
Go for a bike ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
I've got a couple of friends that I own bike shops in Australia, so I'm putting out a challenge to you guys to get in touch with this young man and help him out somehow. Maybe a new bike, something like that. Just an idea there, Mr. Gold Coast triathlon man. You know who I'm talking about. Let's see what happens. Okay. Well, Jack, it's been great to chat with you.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks for joining us for our lunchtime by the roadside chat.
Thank you, appreciate it.
It's the first one we've done on this trip because we haven't come across anybody riding a bike around
as
Australia.
inspirational as this. No,
inspirational.
you're a real inspiration.
Oh,
It's a credit to you. You should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And your parents should be very proud of you too.
Yeah.
Yes, you raised a good boy.
Yeah.
I think they are.
And listen to everything he says when he gets home.
Oh yeah. That's all.
Okay, good.